Hi everyone, in today's video I want to talk a bit about this ficus you can see right here, which I basically brought into my home 3 weeks ago. When I saw it in the shop, actually I thought it is just very interesting looking, and I thought that over the next couple of months and years I think it would make a great test subject, basically to turn it into a bonsai, or at least to try to turn this one into a bonsai. The specific thing that caught my attention with this one is that, of course, it is not just one stem in here. It is one of those ficuses that basically consist of a lot of small plants, small stems being put together, being tied together, and this way giving it this sort of tree shape. So what I want to do over the next years, I would say, is actually try to fuse all those stems together, so to create one thick stem and one plant out of all the things that you can see here basically right in front of you. I will not get into that right away now because I want to give it some time to get used to this new environment here in my home basically. So I don't want to go too hard already on it, basically trying to fuse all those stems together. So I will just care for it this summer, this growth season, already have the trunk, of course, thickening this way, or all the trunks in here thickening this way, and then next spring going in, tying them together, probably with some sort of foil, to make sure that over the next growing season they start to fuse together then and create one bigger trunk then that gives it, of course, a nice bonsai shape. So what I'm actually going to do today is simply cut it back a bit, make sure it keeps its shape, because it is quite unruly. Of course, this is not in any way trained to be a bonsai at this point, so it is simply quite unruly, quite wild actually. Doesn't really have any form or any style yet, so I'm just going to take out some of the new growth that you can see also basically coming here at the base of the tree. To take this one out, make sure the trunk basically stays quite open, because it simply, of course, will later on help it give it the appearance of like an older tree already. So I'm just going to take some of these out here. Also on this side there's already now new growth forming since I've brought it into my home, so I would say it definitely is adapting quite nicely. But nevertheless, I don't want to risk going in with like too much effort right away now, then having it basically die back, because it has not been fully like getting used to this new environment and then getting too much stress from working too much on it. So I'm really just basically giving it a bit of a trim back all up here. But I can really see now when I go in that there's really a lot of healthy new growth. So I do think this tree will have like a good growing season this summer and will be ready next summer or next spring then to really try to fuse those trunks together. So I think I'm not going to do really much more for this one on this side. Maybe look at the other side still, to see if there's something in need of really cutting back. But there is just some smaller new growths, basically some growth points all over the tree, which I also really like and really appreciate on this tree. So it is really bushy, as you can see. Of course, what you have with trees that are grown like this is that you will have dieback in here basically, because not enough light reaches the leaves in here, so they will die back after a while. It will not change the overall shape of the tree. It only thins out the leaves that basically don't get enough light anyway to be in any way productive for the tree. But other than that, there should not be a problem as far as I can see right now with this tree. Here we have some low hanging branches that I might fully take out actually. So this growth here, just also to open up the trunk, make sure it stays open also over the growth season. But other than that, I think I'm quite happy with the way it looks. Just to give you an idea again, here you can see they basically just took a piece of wire, wired those together which of course makes them already like stick together roughly here in a very tight manner, but down here it's not that tight. So actually I wanted to grow a bit thicker here at the base of the trunk before I really try to fuse them together, because then it also should give me some sort of taper, or at least the semblance of taper, by having it already thicker around here, and then here where it is already quite tightly put together to be a bit more narrow, in a way creating some taper. And then sooner or later, of course, also from lower points here, so this growth that I basically cut away now, sooner or later forming some side branches from here also, if it fits the tree. Of course, at this point, it's not fully clear yet how the final shape of this tree will ever look like. But just to give you an idea of some of the plans and some of the ideas I had when I saw this tree and when I decided basically to bring it home with me. So definitely a long-term project, a project I'm really looking forward to, and a project I will, of course, keep you up to date with. So you will probably see a lot of videos on this tree over the next couple of months and years. And of course, as always, if you have any questions about this tree, leave them in the comments. I will answer them as soon as I see them. And hopefully I will see you in the next video about this little tree here. So until then, goodbye.